all group functions are not dealing with null. Now, if you are not going to do a null calculation, or you are going to pull one of the group functions like average. Now, if you want to calculate the average of employees, maybe average commission, the commission percentage, there are some that are null. Now, if you supply, this is, if I say select average, right? And then I supply the commission percentage. Commission underscore PCT to that. And I say from employees. Now, if I say select average commission percentage from employees, look at what it's going to give me. Now, look at the value it's giving me, 0.22, right? That's what it's giving me. Now, all group function are not dealing with null. So this answer is not correct. Why? Because there are some employees that don't have commission percentage that are null. So this average is not going to consider those employees. It's not going to consider those rows. So it's now counting only the people that have commission percentage and dividing it. So it's not giving me the correct value. Now, to get the correct value, I am now going to say, I'm going to run another script. That is where that null value comes. All those null functions come in. So I'm going to paste this here. Now, what I will do here is I will now pass this one to NVL. You remember? So I will call NVL. Then I will put this in brackets. And then, comma, I will now say 0. So this is it. So what I'm asking you to do now is take this commission percentage, pass it to NVL first and foremost. Anyone that has any row that is returning null, convert it to 0. Only then will this average be able to count the 107 employees. Add the total number of commission percentage and divide by the 107 employees. What it did here initially was dividing it by the number of people that have commission percentage. So this is not the correct average. Now when I run this one, now this is the correct average, because average will be total number of, you add the sum of everything together, divide by the total number of employees. Okay, let me place this side by side. So let me place this side by side. I'm going to have 2 columns. Okay, let me run this. You can see I have 2 columns. Now, this first column is giving me 0.22. It's not correct, because the reason why it's giving me that is because if I do count, select, and then I say count. Oh. If I call the count function and I supply the commission percentage column to it, commission underscore PCT from. Now, if I do this and I click OK, so it's telling me I have 35 employees because it's not dealing with the null. So what it did was to add all the commission percentage that, yes, they have commission. That is what this count is telling me. So this average now, which is this average, this first average, what it's doing is that is only adding the commission percentage of these 35 employees and then dividing it by 35 to give me the answer. So when I do this, to give me this answer, which is 0.22. But that is not the proper calculation for the average. The average is supposed to be divided by the total number of employees. So this is not correct. So the correct one will be, for me to get the correct one, I will have to add the total number of employees that have commission percentage, add their commission percentage together, then divide it by the total number of employees in the table. So to get that, I have to bring in the NVL, this NVL function. This NVL function is a single row function. So what this NVL function will do is, it will convert everybody that have commission percentage that is null. It will convert it to 0. So it's going to add 0, 0, 0, 0 for the remaining employees, then plus the commission percentage of the 35 employees divided by 107 employees. That is what is giving me this value, which is the accurate calculation. So that is where the null value comes in. So this null value comes in to work hand in hand. These null functions work hand in hand with this group multiple row functions to give us accurate output. You notice that all along what we've been doing so far has to do with the entire group, the entire column, all the rows in the column. I mean, when you say select maximum salary, minimum salary, average salary, sum salary, it's dealing with all the rows, all the employees in the table. It's dealing with all the employees in the table. Are you with me? But if, assuming you want to do some calculation that does not, that is, you want to find out maybe average salary of, you look at this department ID, you can see that we have department 50, we have department 80, we have, okay, which other department again do we have? We have 20, we have 40, we have 70, we have 110. Assuming you want to find out the average salary of each of the departments, because in this one, what we did here, all this one is select maximum salary, minimum salary, average salary, sum salary. Now, this is dealing with every row in the table. Oh, this is dealing with every row in the table. Now, assuming we want to pick it, say department by department, give me the average salary of department 50, department 80, department 110, department 70. Are you with me? We are now going to introduce another clause, and that clause is known as group by clause. Because if you want to find the average salary of each department, we have to introduce another clause called group by clause. Now, that is what I'm going to show you. So now I'm going to say select. I can decide to, okay, I can say select, and then I will call the function average, and then I will supply the salary column to it. Are you with me? From employees, right? Then I'll introduce the group by clause. Group by department ID. Department underscore ID. Then I will terminate. So the instruction I'm giving here is that you can see that we have used the select clause. We have used from clause in all our lecture. We have used where clause. Now I am introducing another clause. We have also used other by clause, which has to do with the sorting, how it is being sorted. So now I'm introducing a new clause, which is what? Group by clause. So this group by clause, what it's simply saying is that give me average salary, group by department ID. So I'm asking it to give me the average salary of each department. That is what this instruction is all about. When I run this, look at what it's doing. Are you with me? Now, this one now will not really enable you understand clearly which of the department is having this average salary. So I'm going to introduce this column, this department ID column. I'm going to introduce it in my select clause so that it will be part of the output. So I will say department underscore ID, comma. So I'm going to have two columns. So you can see now it's telling me that department 100, this is the average salary. Department 20, this is the average salary. 70. So it's calculating the average salary based on department because of this group by clause. So I've been able to introduce to you the group function, which are the multiple row functions. And then initially we were looking at the entire table. And then in this one now, I am adding the group by clause using department ID. I'm bringing out the average salary of each department. That is what this has done. Are you with me? Okay. Now, another thing I want you, before we go, I want you to understand is this. If you have a group function, you cannot, if you have a group function like this, and then you also now select a single column like this that does not have group function attached to it, it means that this column that you have also selected in the select clause must be in the group by clause. If you don't introduce, assuming I didn't introduce this column, this department ID in this group by clause, it will throw me an error. But you can see that initially when I ran it, when I didn't put the department ID in the select clause, it still run. Meaning you can do group by with a particular column that is not in the select list. But if you introduce any column in the select list that is not in the group by, that is not in the group function, that column standing alone must be available in the group by clause. Otherwise, the query will throw you an error. Are you with me? Okay. So that is all we have to do for today.